All right, cats, how we doing? Yeah, it's been a sad couple of days on it. All is kicking off in the States with this Charlie Kirk being assassinated. I mean, for people out there my age, we've seen a lot of attempted assassinations, and you know, we can find all sorts, can't we? I mean, when I was tiddly tiny, there was Robert F. Kennedy, and as I got older, there was John Lennon, for God's sake. I mean, you know, minding his own business outside that Dakota building in New York, man. God, that was a long time ago now. There was an attempt on Reagan in the 80s. Some loon had a go at him. But it's just sad, isn't it, that we get to 2025 and we've got such disharmony in the world. I'm not trying to depress anyone here, by the way. It was just after seeing this on the telly, and you just think, you know what, it's so sad, because especially the way people react to it. I mean, the lad's been killed, the lad's dead, he's gone. What about his two little kids? What about his missus? And yeah, you can jump up and down and shout and bawl and say, oh, his ideologies were this and they were that and they were the other. But from what I saw of Charlie, and I watched a bit of it. I didn't watch loads of it, but I watched a bit of it. To be honest with you, I thought there was a certain amount of arrogance there, and I didn't particularly like it. But I suppose when you end up communicating with that many people and everybody's shouting and screaming at you that you're a Nazi and you're fascist and all the rest of it, because basically they're thick as shit and don't understand history, I suppose you would get a certain arrogance about you. But whatever. He seemed a genuinely decent lad. I didn't agree with all his ideals, didn't agree with them at all, but he had some good reasoning. And I liked the thought, I liked the process of the conversation. I thought it was brilliant. A brilliant idea. Get yourself on the campuses and get the chat going, get the talk going. Discover what other people are thinking. Find out why they're thinking it. Find out who convinced them to think that way. But whatever. It never quite worked to plan, did it? Not for Charlie, anyway. But to see people's reactions, when you see the reactions of people, lots and lots and lots and lots of people's reactions, it was quite interesting. Because as a general observation, the people that reacted in a very negative way, in fact, it was worse than negative. It was sad and it was sickening, and it was done by people who don't understand anything about life, nothing. Because to laugh at a man that's executed, find fun in it, find amusement in it, nah, there's something wrong there. It's sad that you can't put an old head on young shoulders, isn't it? Because if you could, I think a lot of these people in years to come will think about their reactions differently to the way they do now. But the negative reactions came from basically, could you call it millennial age? What's that? Anyone born after 2000? Somewhere about there? Maybe there was a few Gen Zers sprinkled in there. Well, let's just say it wasn't Generation X, wasn't my generation and older. The baby boomers, it wasn't them. They just found it sad. They found it, well, it's not the way to continue in a world. If you want things to progress in a fashion that's of some use to 7.5 billion people, shooting each other's not the fucking answer, is it? As can be demonstrated in places like Ukraine or in Palestine or wherever you want to look, where bullets start fucking flying. Never bloody works. Never has worked. Never does work. Generates a lot of money for people. But that's about all it does. Doesn't do anything else. The poor buggers on the ground, they're just the cannon fodder. They're lost for words. It's just awful, isn't it? It's just a mess. But I do wish people would try and understand a little bit more that it would be a much better world, especially you younger lot, you millennials, you Gen Zs. Stop and think. Or better still, instead of stopping, when you do stop and you do think, pick up an history book. And before you start shouting at everybody, oh, you fucking fascist bastard, and all the rest of the insane shite that you come out with, have a look at what a fascist is. Have a look at Mussolini. Have a look how he ran his dictatorship. Have a look at Hitler. Have a look how he ran his dictatorship. Just have a look at the amount of people that died too many to count. If you started counting now and you live to be 100, you'll never fucking reach the end number. So many people dead. You need to stop using this sort of language, this inflammatory language. It just doesn't work. If we're going to have conversations, the first part of the conversation needs to be, don't just start shouting loads of fucking abuse at each other, because it doesn't work. You have to sit and understand and find out why you think like that. Are you indoctrinated? Have you got the wrong end of the stick? Because doesn't it seem strange that all those people that were negative about Charlie and his death are of a particular age? And yeah, a lot of them were blue-haired and red-haired and face-pierced and all that. But didn't we all do that shit at that age anyway? So that's not a way to label people, is it? It's that thought process. It's that almost indoctrination. Where does that thought process come from? That thought process that thinks you can scream fascist at someone, even though you don't really understand what it means. And then somebody can kill a man trying to have free conversation. But that's not fascist. That's not a dictatorship. That's not you do what I want you to do, otherwise I'll kill you. Yeah, that is fascist, actually. As I say, just get on Wikipedia and read about Mussolini for 5 minutes. Read about Hitler for 5 minutes. And then look at Trump and look at what he's doing and really, really think to yourself, is that fascist? Or is that just taking control of a democracy which is, for all intents and purposes, falling apart? A bit like the one I live in. Crazy. Don't get it. It's difficult, isn't it? It's very difficult. Anyway, this is my create and stay sane for today. Because if I didn't come out here and have a chit chat, I might well have chewed the fucking arm off the sofa and spat on the dog. So there we go. Create and stay sane, people.